coming in. We got everything we need today.
My pleasure.
Miss Murdoch, something horrible has happened. Oh,
Talk to me.
Dream Team, we need your help.
Damn it, Travis, I told you I don't do that anymore.
I got a feeling Trout's behind this.
That makes it personal.
We arrived promptly at the scene on April 26 at 1:42 p.m. It was a mess. It made me sick to my stomach. We secured the scene, of course, entry, exit, and began our initial walkthrough. It was a scattershot approach, a systematic search style that we patented ourselves, akin to a Chinese fire drill of sorts. It was worse than we thought. Blood was everywhere, broken vases and picture frames. We may not have been able to see them, but you can sense the latent prints everywhere. The sadistic scum who perpetrated this crime left quite a window for the Dream Team to exploit.
God, this case was murky. So much evidence, but no true suspects. That is until I received an email from Officer Black.
We just got some new leads. Need you to come by the command center ASAP.
Jackpot. Turns out research student Laurel Campbell has a key to room P208. She had even been interviewing test subjects and using the room the day before the crime scene was found and the room's laptop was reported missing. Campbell had bruises on her arms and legs and a bandage on her arm. Believe it or not, the girl's dating that burnout Ben Trout. Officer Black thinks it's an abusive relationship. She denies it. Black also recovered the missing laptop from the county pawn store, as well as a bloody shirt found in Campbell's Woods Creek apartment, and found the lockbox that was missing from room P208 in the bushes by these same apartments. At this point, we truly had our work cut out for us.
To the untrained eye, you would have thought the furniture was squeaky clean, but luckily we, the Dream Team, have years of experience. Palmley 208 was a cesspool of latent prints covering the door, coffee tables, filing cabinet, and computer desk. After collecting all the evidence, our team dusted, lifted, and photographed as many prints as we could find in hopes of linking our suspects to the crime scene.
Tensions were rising in the lab. We needed reference samples from Trout and Campbell, and fast. That's when I got a voicemail from Officer Black.
It's worse than we thought. This Trout, he's one slimy It's time to fry him.
Clean up on aisle 5. Officer Black and Officer Gray met with Trout. Black tells me Trout was uncooperative and hostile. Black confiscated 2 pills from Trout that Trout claimed were for allergies. Who do you think you're kidding? Trout denied ever being in the science center and selling the laptop. Black wasn't buying it, and neither was I. Black then submitted fingerprints, hair samples, and shoes from Laurel Campbell and Ben Trout to the laboratory. Just what we needed.
It's like these punks made it a point to leave hair and fiber everywhere. Extraordinary, really, but hey, makes it easier for us. We were able to match some of the hair collected at the scene to the reference samples from Trout and Laurel Campbell. If you don't consider hair analysis a science, but instead an art, well, just call me Michelangelo. We used a strip from the bloody t-shirt and were able to determine that it is from the same material as the strand from the corner of the file cabinet. That type of evidence, won't get someone arrested, but it looks like the Dream Team is headed down the right path.
You were able to determine all of that from the hair and fluid samples.
Oh, yeah.
What about fingerprints? You find any fingerprints?
Nope.
After meticulous analysis in Photoshop, we found 3 damning fingerprint matches that undermine our suspects' alibis and placed them at the scene of the crime. Ben Trout's right index finger was found on the note in the trash can and on the stolen lockbox. And Laurel Campbell's pinky print was found on the stolen laptop, just when you thought you'd seen it all. We also examined the footprints from the crime scene and concluded that the bloody footprint in the hall belongs to Campbell, and the footprint in the mulch outside the science building belongs to Trout. And finally, after completing refraction index analysis on the glass evidence, we matched the piece found in the mulch footprint with the broken vase at the crime scene and the light bulb fragments with the glass found in the lockbox. We've got enough matches to light this case on fire. We now interrupt this crime thriller to drop some knowledge.
My name is Liam Reuter, head of drugs for the Dream Team. And while I would never use drugs, I know a thing or two about how to confirm that a substance is one. It's called gas chromatography, mass spectrometry. So GC involves separating a substance into its components by observing which stays in the stationary liquid phase or which moves into the carrier gas phase. And now that we have the substance's components, it enters into the mass spectrometer, which involves electrons colliding with the particles to produce positively charged ions, which produce a fragmented fingerprint unique to a specific substance. And our results show that Ben Trout was high as a kite off of Valium, pentobarbital, fluoxetine, and oxycodone. So what this tells us is that he may have some anxiety or depression issues that could have caused him to commit this crime.
The DNA analysis process was an emotional roller coaster. We started with isolation and extraction and then amplified the samples with a polymerase chain reaction. After being punched in the gut upon hearing that most of our samples were unintelligible, we enjoyed a glorious breakthrough on the last day of our investigation. Evidence number 19, a short piece of hair found on the computer desk, appears to have a solid chance of matching Ben Trout's DNA. Looks like this Trout is about to be hooked. Ben Trout really screwed himself by trying to bust into that file cabinet. We snapped pictures of the screwdriver marks like the paparazzi and got silly with some microsil putty to make a cast. Upon comparison and microscope analysis, the Dream Team is confident that Trout did in fact bust into the file cabinet with that screwdriver to get to the infamous lockbox. Considering all the evidence, we've concluded that Ben Trout stole the laptop and lockbox with the assistance of his girlfriend Laurel Campbell.
This is an open and shut case.
Rolling stones of the rap game, not bragging. Lips bigger than Jagger, not sagging. Spell it backwards, I'ma leave it at that.